Now I want to talk about a new item, and this item is called the post-closing trial balance. Post means after. So this means the trial balance after we close, okay? What this is, now remember, we don't close all accounts. We only close temporary accounts. So the post-closing trial balance is a list of permanent accounts and their balances after we make and post those closing entries.
Can you say that again?
Okay? The post-closing trial balance is a list of all the permanent accounts and what their balances are after we make and post those closing entries. And with all trial balances, the total debits have to equal the total credits. Let's look at what it would be for this example in your PowerPoints. Here is the post-closing trial balance for the Fast Forward Company example that was in your PowerPoints. Now I want to point out a couple things. First of all, most importantly perhaps, the total debits need to equal the total credits, right? If they don't, you made a mistake, correct? So those need to equal. Now, do you think something like this could be helpful for you as you prepare your financial statements, your 3 financial statements? Actually, the answer is no. Why? Well, take a look at this post-closing trial balance. What's the first financial statement that we prepare? The income statement. You're going to have a whale of a time trying to prepare that income statement, aren't you? Because haven't you already closed out all your revenues and expenses? Okay? So the post-closing trial balance is not useful for preparing financial statements. We prepare the financial statements from the adjusted trial balance. Then we make and post our closing entries, and then we prepare the post-closing trial balance. And you might say, well, what good is the post-closing trial balance then? The only really useful thing for a post-closing trial balance is to look through it and make sure you didn't forget to close a temporary account. Are there any temporary accounts listed there, folks? No, just the permanent accounts, okay? All right, does that make sense? Now, I want to show you a mistake that everybody usually makes at least once. What is that capital amount for C. Taylor? How much is that? 33,585. Well, going back to our original adjusted trial balance, students will often incorrectly put this 30,000 balance in there when they do their post-closing trial balance. And so they'll put that in there and the total debits don't equal the total credits. Well, here's the deal. The capital balance that goes in the post-closing trial balance, yes, it's that beginning balance of 30,000, but remember the third closing entry? We credited capital for 3,785. And then the fourth closing entry, we debited it for 200. So the balance that goes in this post-closing trial balance is 33,585. You see what I'm saying? If you put 30,000 in there, it's not going to balance. You have to take that beginning balance and post the third and fourth closing entry with which affect capital to it, and then figure out what your new ending balance of capital is. Does that make sense? Now the good thing is if you make the mistake, usually you will catch it because your total debits won't equal your total credits. Are you with me? Any questions on the post-closing trial balance?
So you said like capital, we use it, like we add it from both the statements prior leading
What we
into-
do is, I'll show you. Good question. We look back at our original capital amount, which is 30,000, okay? Then, and that's a credit balance, right? Then we credit it for 3,785, which is the third closing entry. And then we debit it for 200, which is the fourth closing entry. And once we do that, it has this balance of 33,585. Cool? Now here's what I want to do.